Coach. You can always listen to us during your private time. Hello, Kinky and Kinkers folk out there. My name is Sir Inq. And on this podcast, vlogcast, I am going to speak to you about protocols. Now, I was asked about, in my inbox, I was asked about speaking on dominant ways. Like, what do dominants expect from submissives when we meet? So when I think about that, that goes back to like protocols and to me. And protocols, I don't think that there's any one specific blank way that each Dom does their protocols. There are certain things that I think maybe every Dom may have in common when it comes to things of that nature. There are ways of things they expect, but for the most part, each Dom is very different, and what they require is different. What they have, as far as their living space and things of that nature, is different, right? So a guy that lives in an apartment in the city and a guy that lives in his own house in the middle of a rural country. I'm sorry, in a rural um, state, right? Living in New York compared to living in North Carolina is different, right? If you have an apartment in New York and you have a house in North Carolina, the space is different. You got a hell of a lot more space to work with in North Carolina, right? So those things, situations make things different. At any rate, I myself, let me take you how my weekend will go with a submissive. After we've established our routine, here we go. Come Thursday, she's going to ask about the bag. What is the bag? The bag that she is to bring with her, right? And there's certain mainstays in her bag: two pieces of lingerie, one heel, at least one pair of heels, um, of course, her toiletries and things of that nature, of course, a certain perfume, and the things that will change in the bag will be things of like, okay, this weekend we're going to go uh, riding bikes, so she may have to bring tights with her. This week we may go hiking, so she's going to bring boots with her. This week we're just going to go walking. She's going to bring some walking sneakers with her, right? So depending on what we're doing will depend on the other things in the bag. If we're going out to dinner, bring something to wear, whether it be dress up, casual, or dress down. I'll let her know in advance what we're going to do and where we're going. And so that's before she comes. Then when she gets here, she knows too. When she walks up on the main floor that we're going to be on, she knows to come in, set her bags down, and right away kneel. Wait for me to come in, check her out, and give her permission to stand up. Then once she has permission to stand up, then we get into the rest of our evening. Also, she's not allowed to open up any doors on her own. So she must wait for me when we go out or when we're walking through the house or anywhere, the mall or any place. She must wait for me to open up the door for her. Cars, etc. This is my way, right? I also have protocols that are like, uh, when we first speak in the morning, she must ask for permission to speak unless I speak to her first. Even when I speak to her first now, she will return back my permission to speak. And that is a protocol that I've ripped off somebody. So I like when Doms share information or when submissives share information with me about what they're dealing with their Doms, because I can steal from them. And I hope that people steal from me. Because this is how we get each other, further along the line of domination and submissive and really help round those square edges that we had to our domination and submission. We can only do that as a community as we share information. At any rate, so I like permission to speak, permission to be dismissed. it is very much a respect thing, and I love the fact that the submissives love to carry that. It's beautiful, and I honor them for that. I respect them so much more for that than I do or I did when I was in a regular relationship, right? And I had this. I've at one point had the girl that was pissed, like, "Well, you texting these people early in the morning. You don't say hi to me first." I'm like, "Okay, well, my good morning posts are already scheduled on Sunday for the rest of the week. So when you see stuff going up online at 6 o'clock in the morning, I'm like, do you really think I wake up every morning before 6 and specifically send out good mornings? Like, no, that's already programmed. So anyway, that's vanilla. Back to what we do. So I'm saying all this to say that I love the protocol to ask for permission to speak. And I was also asked about hand gestures. And yes, you can come up with your own hand gestures. You see hand gestures on there where people do like this, do like this, or this, this. I mean, yes, you can follow what someone else has made up, or you can have your own. You can make up your own. This can mean something different for you than it does what you've seen online. I mean, make up your own. A lot of times, I think when you're in a relationship or in a dynamic with someone, certain gestures just come about without you actually um, coming up with your own and teaching them. Like you already have some synchronicity between you guys, right? For example, you seen on a video I did a few weeks ago when I was displaying how I use the crop. This just comes about us being in sessions where I tap her and she knows to put her arm up, tap this arm, she knows to put that up, right? And then when I put the crop on the back of her neck and hold it there, she knows that means to kneel. But these things come about as you're going through sessions and you're doing. And this is nothing that I wrote down. This is just what we are accustomed to doing, which I probably should write down, right? If I have a new submissive, I'm going to have to end up teaching her these things. So, and guys know I'm big on, writing scripts out. But I haven't trained a brand new sub in a while. So that would be really challenging, but fun for me because I know more of what I'm doing now than I did 10 years ago when I first started. I had no idea. I was just woo woo. And trial by fire, trial by fire, fuck some things up, did some things great. So, you learn as you go, and I don't do those fucked up things no more. I don't make those mistakes. When you have a really good partner, it makes it easier for you to be able to do things, even if you make mistakes, because everybody's gonna make mistakes. The submissives will make mistakes. And here's the last thing. Another thing I'm gonna speak about when you're teaching protocols. Not all the time do the subs get it right, and there's a difference in someone who may have overlooked a protocol, forgot a protocol, and who defies the protocol. You can tell the one that's like, yeah, yeah, I'm gonna do it, and they never do it. Right? That's defying the protocol. And then there's ones whose intentions are there. When you remind them, you're like, damn, I'm so sorry. You can tell that they're remorseful for missing or messing up or not remembering to do their protocol, their task, or whatever the case may be. You know the difference. So you know the girls who are playing along and the ones who really want to be in it. The ones who are really in it to be submissive, to give themselves up, and to follow your lead, right? And you can develop your own protocols. Again, one thing that I like to is I like having a candle that the submissive comes in, and before we go into a session, I'll say, she knows where exactly to stand behind me, and I'll have a candle on the floor. She knows to pick up the lighter, light the candle, make a wish, say an affirmation, or say a prayer. Either way, this is for me. The symbolism of this for me is just recognizing something more than yourself. In this moment of submission, you're giving yourself up, right? And as a dom, And as a human being, I light candles for my fallen ancestors, for friends that I've lost. You know, I'll light a candle just to say a prayer for the world occasionally, you know, and I just this is part of my way of just giving back to nature, to life. And it's a way of admitting that there's something greater than you in this world. You know, it's something greater than what we see. And it's a way of also a way of showing gratitude and thanks. And so I bring that into our session, and then after she lights the candle, says a wish, then we get into the session. And I leave that candle burning throughout, you know. And listen, it doesn't have to be nothing big and extravagant candle. It have to be a Yankee candle or anything like that. It could just be one of the little tea light candles. You know, the little white round ones. You know, you light them, they burn out after a couple of hours. You know, it's not gonna hurt anything. You know, simple. But it's stuff like that. But that's my specifics. But what are yours? What have you experienced with your Dom or a Dom that you've been involved with? What are some good protocols that you've learned that you can share with me and share with the community? Please put your comments in the thread. I appreciate it. I'll be looking over them. I'll be conversing back with you guys. I hope that I can give you something. I hope you've learned something from me on this that you can take back to your dime, or if you're a dime that you can incorporate into your swag. And I'm sure this won't be the last one I'll be doing about protocols and things of that nature. And you guys know how to reach me, Sir Inq on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, uh, sirinq.com. You can come to kingspace.net. The community is going to last as long as it can last. I got a year left with the site. Don't know if I'm going to renew, but let's see. I'm hoping to build this community. And if that doesn't work, I'll be on to something else. My mission is to bring more like minded people together for the sake of the health of the community. So, this is your boy. Thank you for watching. Again, give me your feedback. DM me on any platform. Let me know any topics that you like to hear, anything that I might have missed, anywhere where I went wrong. Let me know. I'm a very humble servant to the community. Again, my name is Sir Inq. Peace.